Oh, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, or good night. Welcome to another episode of the Code Crown podcast. This time a lot more visual based, as tends to be when we do these unboxings. We are looking at the Digimon Adventure 99 Digivice version complete. And as you can see, there's going to be another one of these where I'm doing the unboxing pre-recorded, but I will be talking over it. So, it was kind of an experimental thing I did with the Tamer Evolution box, but people seem to like that, so I said I'd give it another go for the Digivice version complete. And, I just talk through, as I'm unboxing it here, the things I like about it, things I don't. It is very quiet, like, compared to other Digivices, and I do show off even just for its size. If you're looking for something on the size level of the recent CSAs, like the complete selection animes, no, this is much more in line with the original toy Digivices that you remember from your childhood. I will be doing a size comparison later on in the video, but just showing off the Shiny Agumon on the box, the Digivice version complete, and then the legal flim-flam on the back to show there's one Digivice version complete and there's a battery in there. It does take a circular watch battery, and when I realized that in the instructions, that's sort of when I went, oh. Because the CSA Digivices, and even the 2020 Digivice, they have LEDs and they have lights and sounds and things, so they take the AAAs, but this one it's a circular watch battery, and I do like the inclusion of the crests here. It feels like a little bit of a retread from the 2020 Digivice, but the little pixel Greymon on the side is cute, and there is the Digivice in itself. Accurate to the original show, the same color used, but before we take a look, we'll have a look inside the box, and you'll see there that it covers 1999, 2015, and 2020. There's a year missing there, 2002, and that's because it doesn't cover Adventure 02. It only covers Adventure, Adventure Tri, and Last Evolution Kizuna. Because, of course, Takeru and Hikari's Digivices evolved in Season 2, and the others didn't. So it's the original design. But I would have, if only for the heft and for it to feel worth the price, I would have preferred it to be a lot more large scale and have a lot more sounds and a lot more things you can do, because you're going to see, I'm going to go through this, and it is kind of a case where I don't really have a lot to show off. The Digivice 2020 actually has this beat in terms of interactivity, because you can only battle when you hit a certain amount of steps with this, because it's an old school style. You can see there, it's tiny, it just fits in the palm of my hand there. But where with the 2020 Digivice, you could go into Area 1, Map 1, and, you could go into Area 1, Map 1, and just do that battle over and over again to see how the fights would play out. This, because it's like the originals, it's got the pedometer inside, so every set number of steps, you'll get to fight something. So I don't really have a lot I can show off. I sort of had to sit around a lot and wait for the Digivice to beep so I could actually show off how the combat worked. And the combat and a lot of the sound effects are exactly the same, unchanged from the 2020 Digivice. Or maybe I should say the 2020 Digivice is unchanged from these, and yes, it's even got the connectors that you can do battle with. I don't know if those two are interactive, but it might be something I try later on if I ever decide to put batteries back in that. So I do boot it up, and the sound is very low. And one thing it doesn't tell you, you press the A button and you set the time, and that's fine. But you can see here, I'm having trouble with the button flipping through the Digimon. Because you're actually meant to press it up and down, not left and right. The instructions may have said something to that effect when we sort of gave them a cursory glance, but if you just pop this out of the box without reading the instructions, thinking, oh, it's a Digivice, I know how these work. Well, this can be a bit... You just see that I'm having instances here where I'm pressing the button and nothing's happening, because I'm trying to press it left and right, not up and down. And eventually I figure it out as we go through, so... You know, so I don't like that. That does take getting used to. Because then when you actually have the main menu, left and right work as they should. You know, that or I'm just pressing it at a diagonal subconsciously. But you'll see I set the time here. It was like 3 p.m. in the afternoon while I was recording this. But yeah, like it doesn't do a whole lot that I can show off. There is a lot of waiting around for things to happen. Like, it also does have a feature where if the screen goes blank and you press the A or C button, you'll see even a Koromon here is evolving, and just the sound is so low, I may as well have not recorded it. You know, maybe I'll edit around this and see if I can get the sounds into the video, but it's not without cranking it up. It is very low volume comparatively. But yeah, like, so as I was saying, like, so the screen will go blank and then you press A and C or A or C or whatever to wake it up, and like you'll get a close-up shot of your partner and they'll either be asleep or they'll be awake, and then they start cheering, and then it just goes back to their regular sprite. You have the world map option there, but you can't select your zone. You're sort of stuck in the one until you beat the boss of that zone. I think it's like 3,000 steps for this one. And then the shaking for the pedometer. And it's a very clunky pedometer compared to the old ones, which were very chaka chaka chaka. This one's just... So whether that's more accurate or less abusable, I don't know, but we all have our memories of just shaking these things in our hands, getting the steps up so the next battle would come up, but there's not really, yeah, because that one has no battery in it, I was sort of shaking it just to show the pedometer difference, but, yeah, because there's not a whole lot I can do with it, it makes for a much shorter video, and I'm sort of hovering over the device, waiting for it to beep, so I can record a battle later on and show you what that looks like, or, you know, get a quick glance at, like, the Digimon being asleep, and then you seeing the animations for it waking up and such. So, where with the 2020 Digivice, because of the way that was structured, I was able to do videos of going through the different areas and showing the different evolutions and such. Like, unless I've got a camera strapped to my waist, you know, with this thing clipped to my belt, there's no feasible way of me doing that. So I thought maybe we could do another series with this Digivice where, you know, we go through the different games, or sorry, the different anime, you know, so go through the maps for Adventure, go through the maps for Tri, go through the maps for Kizuna, and I thought that would have been pretty fun, but it just doesn't. And there you'll see, like, the size difference between this and the 2020 Digivice, it dwarfs it. The 2020 Digivice is closer to the CSAs. Now I'm just going to cycle through on the 2020 Digivice here and bring up the Agumon sprite, but you can probably tell already it's exactly the same sprites, nothing has changed. So that's kind of sad, but that there isn't really a remote difference. Like, even when I mentioned when you wake it up and you get the close-up, it is even then it is just a larger version of the close-up you get when you go into battle of the 2020 device. So I know people wanted, I know when I've been reviewing the CSA Digivices, and even with the 2020, a lot of the complaints are, oh, you know, we want something with the pedometer in it. Why doesn't it clack? Why can't I walk with it? And yada yada. This one does do that. But the interactivity that you sacrifice for that, I don't honestly know if I would purchase this or recommend it. No, granted, I've already bought it, but I don't know if I could recommend this unless you just want that final memento to send the original timeline off, because everything's been rebooted now. Kizuna is supposed to be the last story on the original timeline, etc, etc. So unless you're just looking for that final send-off, that last piece of merch to hit you in the nostalgia, I don't really know if I can recommend it. But if you want something that's a throwback to the toy that came out back in late 99, early 2000, then yeah, it would be a hard sell for me a second time round. But if this is one of the last Digivices I'm going to buy, then lessons learned. So I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Leave your thoughts on the device down below if you bought one of your own, or if it's something you're interested in. I'd love to get your thoughts below. Be sure to hit the like button if you're new, subscribe, all that jazz. Like, I don't like begging, but if I don't, Susan comes to my house and turns off my YouTube channel, so I need that engagement and I need those numbers to go up, so do me a solid there. You can also follow me on social media, links in the description down below. Be sure to give me a holler over on Twitter. And if you'd like to support the channel, memberships are open with Digimon themed emotes and badges for members that evolve the longer you stay with the channel. So if that interests you and you want to help me be able to do more of these reviews, that would be greatly appreciated. But if not, I just want you to have fun, chill out, and enjoy the content. So hopefully I'll see you again soon. Look after yourselves, do take care. Thanks again for watching. Look after yourselves and have a great week. Bye bye.